When someone tries to pull you down, what do? When their words are sharp like knives, ready to cut you deep, how do you respond? The world expects you to react, to shout back, to defend yourself. But what if I told you the greatest power isn't in raising your voice? What if the real strength is in silence? Not just any silence. The kind of silence that speaks louder than any scream. The silence that cuts deeper than any argument. When you refuse to react, you strip away their control. You stop feeding their fire. You take back your power, piece by piece, quietly, without anyone even noticing. It's a power so fierce, so profound. It shakes the ground beneath them. And they don't even know it. Imagine standing there, calm, still, unshaken. Their words crash over you like waves, but you don't flinch. You don't respond. You don't engage. You don't fight. You simply walk away. The silence follows you like a shadow, thick and unbreakable. It's louder than any battle cry. It's stronger than any defense. And it leaves them speechless. It confuses them. It unsettles them. Because they expected a fight. They expected noise. But you gave them none. You gave them peace. In that moment, your silence is a fortress, a barrier that no negativity can penetrate. It is a statement, a declaration of your worth. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't owe them an explanation. Your silence is your answer. It says, "See, I am not your battlefield." It says, "I am bigger than your bitterness." It says, "Your words cannot break me." But this silence isn't easy. It takes courage to hold your tongue when the world screams for retaliation. It takes strength to walk away when every instinct pushes you to react. Because reacting feels natural. It feels like justice. It feels like you're standing up for yourself. But often it only drags you deeper into the mess. It fuels the fire they started. It pulls you into their chaos. And slowly, it drains you. What if the real victory is in the quiet retreat? What if your silence is the loudest roar they'll ever hear? When you choose not to react, you show the world something rare. Dignity, self-control, power without aggression. You become a force of nature, calm yet unstoppable. Think about those moments in your life when you wanted to lash out, when you wanted to fight back with words sharper than swords. What happened? Did it bring peace? Or did it deepen the wound? Now, imagine if you had stayed silent instead. Imagine if you had simply walked away. Imagine the peace that would have filled your heart. Below, the weight that would have lifted from your shoulders, the power you would have gained. This silence isn't weakness. It's the strongest armor you can wear. It protects your soul from the poison of anger and resentment. It preserves your energy for what truly matters. Your dreams, your peace, your happiness. And there's something beautiful about that. Something liberating. When you don't react, you don't give them your power. You take it back. And that power is priceless. It's a treasure no one can steal from you. You become untouchable. Because your strength is quiet but relentless. Your silence is a shield, unbreakable and eternal. And the world will never see it coming. So next time someone tries to pull you down, don't react. Don't give them the satisfaction. Don't even say a word. Just walk away silently. Cut them off without noise, without drama, without chaos. Let your silence speak for you. Let it scream louder than any battle cry, because in that silence you will find your true power. The power to rise above. The power to be free. The power to live on your own terms. And in that power, nothing and no one can ever break you. Every moment you spend reacting is a moment stolen from your life. It slips away quietly, unnoticed, like sand falling through your fingers. You think you're fighting back, standing your ground, proving yourself. But in reality, you're losing something far greater. Your peace. Your peace is fragile. It's precious. It is the one thing no one can take from you unless you give it away. When someone pushes your buttons, when their words sting like venom, your first instinct might be to react, to defend, to explode. But ask yourself, what does that reaction really cost you? It costs your calm. It costs your focus. It costs your future. Because every time you engage in the drama, you feed the fire that threatens to consume you. It grows stronger, fiercer, until it burns everything you've worked so hard to build. And all the while, you're trapped in a cycle that drains your energy, your joy, your soul. What if you stopped? What if you refused to play their game? What if you silently cut off those toxic influences? Without a word, without a fight. That is true power. Quiet, invisible to the eyes of the world, but mighty beyond measure. When you let go of the need to react, you reclaim your time, your energy, your life. You don't waste precious moments caught in endless battles that go nowhere. You rise above the noise, above the chaos. You choose peace over pain, growth over grudges, freedom over fury. Imagine the weight lifted from your chest when you stop reacting. Imagine the calm that floods your mind when you walk away, leaving behind the storm. It's not easy. It takes strength most don't have. Strength to say no to the temptation of retaliation. Strength to stay silent when everything inside you screams to speak up. But in that silence, you become unstoppable. Because silence disarms. Silence confuses. Silence puts an end to the conflict that words only ignite. When you cut them off silently, you show them that you will not be dragged down. You show yourself that you deserve better, that your peace is not negotiable. The world will try to pull you back, to lure you into arguments, into drama. It will test your patience. But every time you resist, you grow stronger. Every time you hold your silence, you win. Because the loudest victory is the one that comes without noise. It's the victory that's felt in your heart, in your soul, in your very being. And it changes everything. It transforms pain into power, anger into peace, confusion into clarity. It teaches you that you are not defined by what others do or say. You are defined by how you respond, by the choices you make in the quiet moments no one sees. So don't waste your time reacting. Don't give away your peace for a moment of satisfaction. Instead, cut off the negativity quietly. Let your silence be your shield and your sword. Protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your future depends on it. Your happiness depends on it. The life you dream of depends on it. And when you do this, when you master the art of silent strength, you will discover a freedom that no one can take away, a power that no one can break, and a peace that no storm can shake. This is your choice, your moment, your life. Don't let it slip away in wasted reactions. Choose silence, choose peace, choose power, and watch how your life changes forever. Sometimes the strongest action is no action at all. It sounds strange, doesn't it? We are taught to fight, to respond, to stand our ground by force. But real strength, it often hides in stillness. In the quiet moments when you choose not to engage, when you resist the urge to react, when you refuse to feed the fire. Imagine a battlefield. You're there, surrounded by chaos, by noise, by pain. Everyone is shouting, everyone is fighting, but you stand still. You hold your ground, not with a sword or a scream, but with silence. It is not weakness. It is courage. The kind of courage that runs deeper than anger. The courage that protects your soul. When you say nothing, when you walk away quietly, below, you're not giving up. You're winning. You're showing the world that you are bigger than the conflict. That your peace is more valuable than any battle. Below, it takes guts to be silent when the world demands noise. It takes heart to not react when your pride is bruised. But silence, real silence, is a force that can break chains. It can heal wounds. It can save you from the destruction that comes with endless fighting. Every time you react in anger, you lose a part of yourself, a part that cannot be reclaimed. Every shouted word, every heated response, drains your energy and your spirit. But when you quietly cut ties with what hurts you, something miraculous happens. You reclaim your power. You find your peace. You build a life free from the chains of conflict. You become unstoppable. There is a hidden strength in choosing peace over pride. In choosing to protect your heart rather than prove a point. People will not understand. They will call it weakness. They will say you are soft, low, that you don't have the guts. But they don't see the battle inside you. They don't see the silent wars you fight. They don't know the pain you endure just to stay calm. But you do. And you are stronger because of it. When you stop reacting, when you stop fighting, you send a message louder than any shout could ever be. You say, I am done with this. I will not be broken. You say, I am choosing myself. That choice changes everything. It changes how people see you. It changes how you see yourself. It shifts the energy around you. The toxic noise fades away. The storm settles. And in that stillness, your soul breathes. Your heart heals. You grow. You rise. You become someone who is not defined by conflict, but by calm. Someone who is not ruled by anger, but by wisdom. Below. Someone who moves through life with a quiet power that shakes the earth. The strongest action is no action because it frees you from the trap of endless battles. It breaks the cycle of pain and retaliation. It allows you to live fully, freely, without the weight of bitterness dragging you down. So, next time you feel the urge to react, to fight, to defend, stop. Breathe. Remember that silence is your weapon. That walking away quietly is your victory. That sometimes the best way to win is to not play the game at all. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't need to prove yourself. Your peace is your priority. Protect it fiercely. Guard it with everything you have. Because when you do, you will discover a power within you that is stronger than any conflict, louder than any shout, and more lasting than any battle. You will find a peace that no one can steal, a strength that no one can break, and a freedom that no one can take away. And in that silence, in that stillness, you will become the strongest version of yourself. Unshakable, unstoppable, and unbreakable. The world expects you to fight back, to argue, to prove yourself, to shout louder than them. But what if I told you that true strength is quiet, that it doesn't roar or rage, it doesn't seek attention or validation? True strength is calm. It is steady. It is the silent force that moves mountains without anyone hearing a sound. Imagine standing in a room full of noise. People yelling, accusing, demanding. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to dominate. But you stand still. You say nothing. You don't react. You don't defend. You don't explain. Your silence becomes a wall they cannot climb. It is a fortress protecting your soul from their storms. When you stop reacting, you take control. You choose peace over chaos. You choose power over pain. This silence is not emptiness. It is full of strength, full of resolve. It is louder than any scream. It speaks volumes. It shows the world you are in control, that you are not a victim of their anger or their drama. You are the master of your emotions, the captain of your fate. The moment you realize this, you become unstoppable, because no one can break what is unshakable. No one can control what is calm. No one can defeat what is silent but strong. People expect a reaction. They want to see you lose your cool. They want to hear your anger. But when you give them nothing, they are left confused, frustrated, powerless. Your silence becomes your victory. It disarms their attacks. It ends their games. It cuts the ties to their negativity without a single word. This is the greatest power you can wield, the power of quiet control, the power to rise above the noise, to walk away with your dignity intact, to protect your heart from the wounds they try to inflict. It's not easy. The temptation to react is strong. The urge to defend yourself is natural. But every time you resist, you grow stronger. Every time you stay silent, you reclaim a part of your soul. You become a warrior of peace in a battlefield of chaos. Your silence does not mean you are weak. It means you are wise. You understand that not every battle is yours to fight. That some wars are won by walking away, by refusing to engage in the fight that leads nowhere, by cutting off the toxicity quietly and firmly. When you master this silence, you transform your life. You transform your relationships. You transform your world. You become a beacon of calm in a storm of anger, a light that cannot be dimmed by darkness, a force that cannot be shaken by storms. And the best part, this power is always within you, waiting to be claimed, waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is one decision, one moment of courage, one choice to be silent when the world screams. When you do this, you will see the change. You will feel the freedom. You will know the peace that comes from being in control of yourself, not controlled by others. This is your life, your peace, your power. Protect it fiercely. Guard it with your silence. Because in that silence, you become everything you ever wanted to be: strong, free, and truly unstoppable. No more fights to prove your worth. No more shouting to be heard. Just quiet strength that moves the world without a sound.